通向環球時事之門，真正言論門常開。劉墉隨意門。
咁啊，講翻少少即係印尼嗰個情況啦。咁其實印尼本身一啲即係我哋講偏遠嘅農村咧，其實都係靠一種即係宗族或者宗教意識形態自覺㗎。咁所以咧，其實即係印尼雖然啦，即係好多時候都俾人講係一個唔民主嘅地區啦，但係其實佢自己本身個中央政府控制嗰個地區嘅能力都係好有限。
記唔記得上一集定前一集嘅爆破地獄咧？我哋就講咗印尼大選啊嘛。我印尼行咗民主之後咧，佢原本嘅既得利益集團都係話事，即係包括佢嘅宗族啦，包括佢嘅軍方勢力啦，同埋政黨勢力。即係佢喺即係之前即係依家卓可威就希望可以改革啦。之前80%嘅內閣咧，其實都嚟自呢3大勢力去分佈嘅。咁喺鄉村農村咧，其實宗族同埋軍方咧係佢最大嘅話事人。
係咁啊！另外當然啦，就係其實因為始終嗰個嘅即係宗教勢力嗰影響力實在太大。咁啊，而家咧其實印尼政府點解唔能夠果斷咁跟隨呢一啲即係 ISIS 嘅組織咧？就因為要顧及翻呢啲伊斯蘭嘅社團啦，或者伊斯蘭嘅一啲宗族組織嘅感受。因為其實如果佢好雷厲風行咁去做咧，咁可能就會引起一個連鎖嘅反應，就係地區咧對於中央嗰個嘅即係反抗會好大。咁啊，另外一個問題就係其實依家印尼政府已經打算咧係即係設立一個嘅即係制定一個條例啦，就係如果喺印尼當地你係參與一啲即係好明顯嘅 ISIS 嘅活動嘅話咧，係會撤銷你國籍。但係其實都係有問題嘅，因為你咁你撤銷咗個國籍，你將佢放逐去邊度咧？因為你話我放逐翻去伊斯蘭國，但係伊斯蘭國只係一個即係我哋講話跨國家嘅一個組織啊嘛，但係佢其實冇實際上嘅領土，你唔會話送晒佢去敍利亞，亦都其他地區嘅政府唔會容許你啦。
瑞典咯，係咪先？
係啊，點啊？所以依家都係即係喺印尼所謂嘅 ISIS 都會有一個困局㗎。咁
但係即係講呢個即係呢個咁嘅對印尼啦，即係印尼依家卓可威政府贏咧，其實佢喺本身人嘅選票係好少伊斯蘭票唔多咧，因為伊斯蘭票係支持晒對尤多諾嘅。其實發現 IS 喺印尼作彈時，尤多諾政府都開始都發現㗎啦。咁佢都開始想做嘅，咁而家結果輸咗。卓可威係依然係會即係秉承佢嘅位置，即係我相信即係你睇翻印尼7任嘅總統，依家3任嘅民選啦，即係7任你知蘇加諾啊、蘇哈托啊，係咪啊？去到後尾即係2個比較即係梅加蒂之前2個短暫嘅，應該哈比比定哈比啦。係嘛？同埋阿希德到民選嘅梅加亞蒂啦，尤多諾到一出卓可威啦。其實佢有傳統就係希望都要攞一啲係伊斯蘭人支持嘅。但今次卓可威嘅印尼新總統，除咗平民化之外咧，佢係比較少回教徒去支持嘅。咁唔知今次會唔會令到佢決心可以打啲 IS 啊？喺印尼咁
當然就 ISIS。另外一個同印尼一個好大嘅關係就其實好多中國嘅新疆嘅即係嗰啲嘅即係激進嘅回教勢力分子，而家諗住係如果要去偷渡 ISIS 嘅話咧，其實印尼就係其中一個好重要嘅中轉站。咁就之前都其他人講過啊。咁啊而家我哋講新疆有好多人咧，即係想加入去呢一個嘅即係敍利亞戰場啦，去即係效忠呢個 ISIS 啦。咁佢哋依家通常都會自己籌咧4至6萬蚊港紙，跟住咧就即係透過唔同嘅方式啦，就係係啊，就去轉即係自己就轉折咁樣經印尼啊，或者我哋講話係經咧係即係緬甸啊等呢啲地方咧，最終就係偷渡翻去咧係敍利亞嘅。咁啊啱有即係網友張君寶話點解 IS 會用啲美國人去威脅美國喎？係咪先？嗱，第一。其實依家啲人有統計話，差唔多成2000幾人咧喺呢個 IS 喺敍利亞、伊拉克嗰邊咧，其實係歐美人嚟嘅，即係除咗美國之外啦，比利時啊、法國啊、英國都係重災區。點解會有咁多所謂嘅美國人會走去敍利亞去加入 IS 做啲恐怖分子咧？咁第一本身好多佢哋伊斯蘭教徒嚟嘅，咁第二就係例如英國即係好過時嘅，佢喺啲地區伊斯蘭地區去用啲長老。去睇下啲年青人，你最近點啊？最近有咩意見啊？係脫節嘅。再加上喺互聯網啦，之前我爆破地獄都講過啦，喺互聯網嘅宣傳啦，甚至啲人即係甚至佢有錢啊，即係俾到你福利啊，甚至喺嗰邊嘅佢嘅年青人，即係喺英國上面得唔到啲滿足，咁結果都有好多人就去呢個咁嘅敍利亞。但係發生咩事？有啲人去完之後咧，會翻嚟嘅，例如去啲荷蘭、比利時咧。呢樣就小心啦，因為前排比利時咧亦都係即係拉咗一班係由敍利亞翻嚟嘅伊斯蘭教徒啦。因為佢哋就曾經就策劃喺布魯塞爾炸呢個歐盟嘅總部，你知布魯塞爾歐盟亦都北約就唔少人啊嘛。咁結果呢炸人咧去完敍利亞翻嚟咧，其實就成為嗰個國家一個計時炸彈。
咁呢樣都係幾危險嘅。即係你知 IS 係惡到點啊？佢惡到要消滅埋什葉派嘅。即係你知你異教徒我都要消滅你嘅，你係唔係遜尼派我都要打你嘅。咁結果呢班人翻去歐洲之後咧，同埋美國咧都係一種威脅嚟嘅。咁最近咧土耳其咧就開始接收咗好耐成百幾萬啲敍利亞難民啦，都最近都頂唔順啦。去星期一咧，即係22號咧，都話要去落閘啦，即係盡量就唔好俾啲敍利亞難民就過嚟嘅。咁佢最近都成功咗咧，就喺庫爾德嗰時咧，即係打庫爾德區啦，伊拉克、敍利亞呢個 IS 啦，同埋敍利亞啦。嗰時有唔少土耳其人就俾佢做咗人質，即係捉咗嘅。咁最近都放翻俾土耳其。
唔係，其實呢個一路都講㗎啦，因為咧，其實土耳其一路同 ISIS 個關係好曖昧嘅。咁你點解我哋講話不停？我哋講話呢一個嘅敍利亞去進攻，即係敍利亞北部啦，即係其實好多人搞亂咗，有啲人就叫我話ISIS 又打呢一個嘅伊拉克北部，令到嗰一啲嘅伊拉克嘅庫爾德人就走去土耳其。其實依家搞錯嘅，伊拉克呢一北部係相對上平穩嘅。咁依家講嘅最主要就係敍利亞北部嘅庫爾德人，咁就俾 ISIS 進攻啦。咁於是佢哋就走去土耳其啦。但係你好奇怪喎，當其他地區其實好多時候都會對於即係 ISIS 採咗敵意嘅時候咧，土耳其係遲遲冇對於 ISIS 會發動攻勢啊，或者最低限度去做一個火力封鎖啊。咁呢個係相當奇怪。咁亦都曾經有人講過啦，其實而家即係我哋講話俾敍利亞曾經綁架過或者扣留咗嗰啲嘅土耳其嘅官員咧，係好快就放晒。其實亦都係冇話即係有啲乜嘢嘅聲明啊之類咁樣，就懷疑呢個其實就係一個即係土耳其變相資助咧係 ISIS 嘅方式，就係透過支付贖金贖翻佢啲外交官嘅成員，咁然後 ISIS 就攞到佢哋需要嘅資源。咁當然啦，要講 ISIS， 當然要講今日嘅即係最新新聞啦，就係美國咧卒之空襲敍利亞。咁其實係好有象徵意義，因為我一路都講美國一路以嚟都係只係局限於空襲伊拉克，咁其實係治標不治本嘅，因為始終佢嘅大本營喺敍利亞。冇錯。如果即係敍利亞嘅大本營係冇被攻擊嘅話咧，基本上佢係可以隨時將佢嘅軍隊或者佢嘅資源集中翻喺一個安全嘅地方，然後等有機會先再即係襲擊伊拉克啦。咁今次美國可以襲擊到敍利亞，其實背後有咩象徵意義咧？第一就當然啦，佢已經成立咗一個嘅即係講反 ISIS 聯盟啦。咁你知唔知有邊幾個國家有參與咧？英國啦、法國啦、德國啦、加拿大啦、波蘭啦、丹麥啦，咁其實好多國家基本上係名義上參與，但係實際上咧，其實就係俾咗一個嘅即係所謂國際統合嘅形式，俾咗一個美國背後上嘅一個支持，令到美國空襲咧係可以唔會承受咁大嘅一啲嘅質疑啊、壓力等等啦。咁但係咧，呢啲都係咧，即係我哋講話名義上支持。咁真正今次有參與空襲邊啲人咧？出乎意料，竟然係海灣國家，而且係相當之多，包括咗沙地阿拉伯一定有啦。我哋講呢一個約旦啦，甚至乎一啲俾人哋懷疑係親 ISIS 嘅國家，譬如卡塔爾啊、UAE 啊，或者係我哋講話巴林啊，其實都係有咧係參與今次嘅空襲。不過
我想插少少嘴啊，即係 Big Mark 啊，即係我哋世界盃嗰個好好嘅網友，帶好多嘢食上嚟分享個 Big Mark 咧。佢話啲軍火 IS 軍貨邊度嚟嘅？其實咧，啲人就話啲隱形富豪啊，中東嗰班咧捐咗。其實
就係卡塔爾好多嗰啲激進嘅伊斯蘭勢力嘅支持嘅一啲嘅富商，就暗地裏俾咗好多嘅即係資源佢哋啦。
所以卡塔爾政府之前就好高調，就宣布咧同 IS 完全冇關嘅。
係，所以今次亦都有參與咧空襲嘅。咁啊，另外當然啦，佢啲武器係有好多嘅即係途徑啦，包括就係黑市啦，包括就係由一啲嘅國際傭兵咧係將佢哋嘅裝備係透過轉換嘅方式去啦，同埋最重要當然就係襲擊敍利亞同埋伊拉克嘅部隊，就攞咗佢哋嗰啲蘇製同美製嘅武器嘅。即係正如啱
我所講，佢啲錢即係攞到油田之後又有錢，攞銀行之後又有錢，即係佢係好多嘢搶翻嚟嘅。
係咁就今次呢一個美國空襲，即係 ISIS 同阿拉伯聯軍咧，亦都好特別嘅。咁啊，首先咧就其實佢哋同阿拉伯嘅軍隊咧係有聯合襲擊，即係敍利亞譬如我哋講話 ISIS 嘅據點拉卡啦。其實佢最主要就係癱瘓嗰個嘅即係網絡啦。其實依家敍利亞好誇張到個咩地步啊？ISIS 係有佔領住敍利亞北部嘅發電廠，然後佢係將嗰啲發電廠嘅電賣翻俾敍利亞政府，咁樣都得嘅。咁啊，另外當然啦，佢哋敍利亞北部嘅油田亦都係有開採啦。咁其實今次嘅空襲咧，牽涉咗有轟炸機啊、戰鬥機同埋有即係巡航導彈啦。咁其實就係主要就係將一啲象徵式嘅一啲嘅即係ISIS 嘅據點，同埋最重要就係嗰啲運輸資源嘅渠道咧，癱瘓咗佢。咁啊，有好多嘅官方就預期啦，即係一 啲嘅分析就預期就其實即係喺個空襲嘅環境之下咧 ，ISIS 咧就唔能夠好似以前咁控制咁大規模嘅地方㗎啦，就將會收縮到去咧係某一啲咧係即係對於空襲嘅影響或者承受力比較大嘅一個嘅即係比較影響比較細、承受力比較大嘅地方啦。咁啊，仲有咧一個即係特別嘅情況就係其實美國同阿拉伯就聯合炸 ISIS， 但係美國自己又偷偷地咧，都唔好話偷偷地，就係佢自己其實又有另外一支機隊咧，就順便炸埋咧係敍利亞入邊嘅阿蓋達組織，就係嗰個叫做卡沙拉。咁啊，卡沙拉係咩嚟嘅咧？其實就係我哋講而家咧係有一個嘅33歲嘅即係阿蓋達組織嘅成員啦。
好後生喎，
係啊，咁佢就係啊，咁佢依家開始就整合咗中東地區嘅一啲阿蓋達組織，就慢慢咧就成為咗一個咧係即係個實力係僅次於咧係即係呢一個嘅 ISIS 嘅組織。咁但係佢特別嘅地方係咩咧？佢係比 ISIS 咧係更主動咧係去挑釁美國，同埋佢會宣稱佢哋將個重要嘅主要嘅焦點就係將佢啲人員滲入去歐美地區進行恐怖襲擊。
咦，即係嗱 ，IS 人都有佢咁做啊。係。但係 IS 目前最大目標係先剷除什葉派先嘅。係。之後打晒什葉派你先，先再打外敵，即係先打內就後打外。其實
ISIS 係發表過幾次聲明，就話喂，其實我冇諗住同你開戰喎，美國、英國，係你逼我㗎啫喎。係啊，係啊。咁最多咪打伊朗嗰啲，係咪？另外佢真主黨，佢早嗰排捉嗰啲外國人質，其實主要都係以換取贖金為主嘅。係。咁但係而家佢就話我就要處決啲人咧，係即係報復翻你去轟炸。其實由始至終佢都係將個焦點放喺國內。咁所以點解美國特別要揾一支即係機隊去炸呢一個嘅即係阿蓋達嘅所謂卡沙拉嘅一個分支咧？其實就係去針對翻即係呢個阿蓋達對佢哋本土嘅威脅。可唔可以咁樣講咧？即係 IS 就似咩咧？就似一啲民主派、激進派。啲人話好似啲區諾軒啲講，呢就係咩激進派就先專打啲民主派先嘅，有一紮民主派我哋專打建制派，即係分開兩隻，係咪？即係可以即係咁樣講啦。呢啲可能又出現抹黑嘅情況。嗱咁咧即係呢個即係 IS 壯大同呢個卡沙拉差唔多，都係要之前混合咗幾個團體去組合，即係合拼先至勁啲嘅。咁啱 MPT 問多一條問題就話：喂，依家印尼總統同軍方背景唔係太大，但係你要記住喎。佢唔係太大，副總統係軍方嗰邊啲人嚟嘅喎，即係背景都係唔細，同埋之前印尼嘅總參謀長咧陸軍嘅，係都係高調去撐卓可威。當然真係因為咁嘅事件，佢就俾人免職啦。但係都證明即係依家印尼係咪真係可以告別呢個軍方嘅時代咧，都係比較難啲嘅。咁啊，另外再講一講啦，其實美國入即係可以空襲敍利亞，其實背後亦都有啲咩政治意義咧。第一就肯定咧。係同呢一個阿薩德政權係達成某一啲嘅共識，咁啊即係報道，即係一啲即係外國傳媒講啦，就話美國係否認咧係喺轟炸之前咧有同即係呢個敍利亞阿薩德政權有任何嘅一啲嘅合作，但係咧敍利亞嘅大使就話咧，其實美國已經喺轟炸之前嗰刻知會咗咧係佢哋咧係會進行轟炸㗎啦。咁背後亦都更加衍生一個咩意義咧？如果入得敍利亞打，即係話咧其實佢哋會有一個預期，就係敍利亞嘅空軍同埋防空系統咧係唔會襲擊佢哋，咁先會炸得咁順利啦。咁仲有一樣嘢咧，就係敍利亞之所以咁放心俾美國炸，背後一定係有俄羅斯嘅背書嘅。所以俄羅斯雖然完全冇出面，但我肯定俄羅斯其實喺今次呢一個即係敍利亞同埋呢一個美國合作入邊咧，係扮演咗一個角色嘅。冇錯。咁有啲人就話：喂，其實俄羅斯好似依家仲未表態，即係要即係攻擊呢一個 ISIS。咁就錯啦。因為其實早嗰排俄羅斯先送咗12架蘇25咧，係俾伊拉克，就係叫伊拉克利用呢啲飛機。我極度懷疑，雖然佢冇講，我極度懷疑係連機師都包含咗。就係幫佢咧，係去空襲 ISIS 嘅。即係俄羅斯啲咪醒咯，我出豉油，你又出雞。係咁啊！呢一個咧，所以其實呢對針對 ISIS 基本上已經係。雖然 ISIS 本身係一個跨國家嘅一個全球嘅組織，但係依家嗰個嘅反 ISIS 嘅聯盟，亦都係一個跨國家嘅一個全球化嘅一個聯盟，係去咧係即係針對翻佢哋而家嗰個嘅即係敍利亞嗰個據點咧去進行。因為 IS 太惡啦嘛，要即係全世界即係有回教徒地方整呢個哈利法國，因為好多國家都唔妥你，同埋敍利亞情況係點咧？喂，點解美國會同阿薩德政府呢個咁嘅？傾得埋，即係你知佢屬於什葉派嘅阿拉維派啦，屬於異端嚟，即係喺什葉派度。咁依家喺敍利亞嗰邊反阿薩德政府嗰邊咧，都唔少恐怖分子，即係有遜尼派、什葉派嘅恐怖分子啦。咁依家 IS 呢邊又係恐怖分子，其實佢係幾樂觀咧，三方係互相牽制嘅。所以美國佬都係唔想睇住呢個咁嘅即係阿薩德政權
去倒台嘅。
好，咁我哋先有廣告先，翻嚟其實仲繼續未完啊呢個 ISIS 嘅議題。
Back in the 1690s, there were only two countries on the island of Great Britain, the Kingdom of Scotland and the Kingdom of England. England and the other great European powers were doing rather well for themselves by expanding their empires through the cunning use of flags. Scotland had no empire but wanted to join in the game and thus needed to establish a colony of her very own. But where to build it? Panama, declared Scotland. She imagined the colony's strategic location would make trade with the Far East safer and faster by eliminating the long journey around the hazardous Cape of Good Hope and Cape Horn, where both wind and wave delight in smashing ships against the rock and ice. Who will lend me the money to make this great idea a reality? Asked Scotland. No one was the answer. Instead of helping, the European empires started trade wars with Scotland to limit the power of their future rival. So poor Scotland had to fund the project herself. She gathered up all the money she could, literally put it all in a big box, and, capital thusly raised, sent off a colonial ship. £400,000, 8,000 kilometers, and 111 days later, 2,500 Scotsmen landed on the shores of Panama, named it New Caledonia, and immediately discovered a few small problems with their plan. First, the mountains on the western side of Panama were a wee bit larger than expected, making overland trade pretty much impossible. Even if they had thought of building a canal, the technology to do so was still 200 years away. Second, the woolen goods brought to trade with the locals were useless in the endless heat and humidity. Third, the Spanish conquistadors had already planted flags on the sandy beaches and weren't too happy to see the Scots arrive. And fourth, without adequate supplies, diseases such as the perennial tropical favorite dysentery spread quickly. 2 years and 2,000 dead Scots later, they abandoned the project. Now, this wasn't the first failed attempt at a Scottish empire. Early colonies had been tried and abandoned in Nova Scotia, New Jersey, and Carolina, but the Panama debacle was particularly devastating to Scotland because she was overinvested. Remember that money in a box? Turns out it was a fifth the wealth of the whole country. Oops. Scotland's sudden impoverishment proved a golden opportunity for the Kingdom of England, who was growing increasingly worried that her neighbor to the north would ally with an enemy. England offered Scotland a deal that would reimburse Scotland for her losses if she voted for union. In 1707, Scotland agreed, and the Kingdom of Great Britain was born. While the surrender of independence was unpopular in Scotland, her economy improved with access to the once English, now British trade routes, and she played a formative role in what would soon be the largest empire in human history. That being said, still more than 300 years later, Scotland has never fully given up her national identity and thoughts of independence.